I've heard loads of times coaches say someone gives this kid £5 a goal, or they get £1 for a goal and stuff like that. In my opinion, it should be banned. You shouldn't let parents do it. Don't give players these type of rewards. It's important that we try to give extrinsic rewards. So we want to create intrinsic motivation in players, not extrinsic. So we need to be the motivation to be internal, and not because they're given rewards and prizes or trophies and stuff like this. Why? Why do we need intrinsic motivation in players? First of all, it's going to create less commitment to the sport or to learning. If they are motivated internally by trying to improve and always looking to kind of get better, this is going to increase their love for the sport they're playing, and it's going to start creating more of a lifelong journey for them rather than a short-term journey. So it's going to create some sustained commitment because they're going to grow their love for the game. Now, it will also improve their performance. The reason for this is they're going to have more desire to improve. If that desire to improve is internal, and you're always thinking, right, I can get better, I can get better, I can get better, and that is your challenge and motivation is to improve, you're going to constantly do that, rather than it's, oh, I'm playing today because I want to get a fiver for a goal. You want that to be internal, that motivation. Also, it helps make players more resilient. In the modern world, we talk about players becoming more resilient, kids becoming more resilient. Having more intrinsic motivation to take something on will help grow their resilience, because they'll see failure as just part of the journey, or, oh, I found that tough, so how can I get better? Rather than, if you've got players that are extrinsically motivated, if they, oh, I didn't score today, I didn't get my fiver, I'm not really going to bother anymore. So you help grow that resilience in them, that trying to improve is something to just strive for. Keep trying to improve, and if you make a mistake, that's absolutely fine. Ultimately, trophies and external rewards will lose their value as they go along. So if you get a medal every time you play football, you get a trophy every time you play football, after a while it's going to be, I'm not really fussed about that, I'm not bothered about that anymore. Whereas if the motivation inside you is to always try and improve or get better, that will last for a lot longer time period. The other thing is, players that are intrinsically motivated are more likely to work as part of a team. They'll work harder as part of a team because they're trying to contribute towards something rather than trying to achieve something external. So you'll create better teammates, you get players that will then work more for each other and think about how they can improve the team, and they'll feel more as part of that team as well. So how do we now create this environment is something we need to think about, because that's all the benefits of it. That's all the benefits we're going to get from creating players that have got intrinsic motivation. And look at all those benefits. It's not just about football or sport, that's life. If you can create young people that are intrinsically motivated to always want to improve and are therefore more resilient, they're going to do well in life, let alone sport. And that's one of the great things about sport, is we use it to teach people life skills. So how do we do it? We've really got to think about the environment we're creating. The environment we're creating has got to be fun. We've got to be positive. We've got to give feedback all the time. We've got to allow players to kind of have their say in things. We've got to allow social interactions. Players need to feel supported, and they need to feel that they're there and they're part of that team and part of that squad, and they're contributing to it. They also should be allowed to express themselves. That's really important, is to let players express themselves. So once you do that, the next key thing is then to realign what success is. So if the focus to your players is challenges about how to try and improve all the time, then rather than winning, they're going to start creating that mindset about, right, I'm here to try and improve. How can I get better at this? So they might be setting individual challenges. It might be looking at how we can improve as a group and as a team, and always having that mindset of how can we get better. The other way you can do this in the environment is by praising effort, praise work rate, praise their fact that they're trying things rather than focusing on what the result is. So we always say praise the intention, not the outcome. So if you've got a player that's trying to improve their weaker foot and they have a shot from 2 yards and miss it, praise them for trying. So praise the effort, because then they'll try it again and again and again, and the outcome eventually will improve. And then lastly, to how to create this environment and help players develop this intrinsic motivation is by modelling it yourself. Don't get frustrated if the result doesn't go well. Look at how you can always improve. So think about modelling, right, I'm trying to get better at this. As a coach, I'm trying to improve this. And then Also, with that, think about how you can then give ownership to the players. Give that ownership to the players, because they will then look at, all right, now we can try and improve by doing X, Y, and Z. And as a coach, then you've got to let things go a little bit. So creating intrinsic motivation in kids and young people is not just something that happens overnight. It's about how you set that environment and that culture over years and years and years. But it will help them develop skills that are going to help them for the rest of their life, as well as grow their love for the game.